So next, we're going to have a topic on heavy duty, introduction on heavy duty. Mobility includes everything from light electric vehicles to heavy duty vehicles such as trucks, trains, and a lot more. These vehicles are key elements in strategic industries like supply chains and transportation, boosting economic growth. With many tier suppliers and startups operating in these industries, it is essential to discuss this topic and its main innovation trends. A key discussion point in the impact of heavy vehicles on the environment, both in terms of operation, but also manufacturing. Sustainability is a crucial issue across all of the industries today. And that's why we're going to start with our first panel discussion. The following talk we have is sustainability and heavy duty together with Bridgestone Mobility Solutions. We know who that is. So it's only right that I introduce the moderator for this panel. He's the head of multimedia department at the Motor Presse Stuttgart. Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Lang. You got it, you got it. Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, now let's talk about heavy-duty mobility, and in the pursuit of more sustainability, the role of fleets in heavy-duty mobility is paramount, which all of you know because you order lots of stuff online, I guess, and that has to be delivered somehow. So in this panel, we want to delve into innovative strategies, technologies, and of course, collaborative efforts, all together shaping the future of a more sustainable heavy-duty sector. And on this very exciting topic, I would like to welcome on stage with me Jan Maarten de Vries, President Fleet Management Solutions at Bridgestone Mobility Solutions. Welcome. Just take a seat. Hi there. Henry Green, the General Manager Autonomous Technology at Einride. Welcome. Hi. And Gandart van Ramdonk, Head of Innovation and Scouting at ZF. Welcome. All right, so let's start right away. Bridgestone Mobility Solutions is managing many fleets, from a few vehicles to a few thousand vehicles each. What is essential for moving fleets towards increased sustainability if there are different sizes?
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. So I think everybody here, probably most of us, or I hope everybody also in the virtual streaming will agree that we have a massive challenge in front of us when it comes to sustainability. And the recent floods, actually not so far away here from Stuttgart, have confirmed that once again. And transport, heavy duty, is actually contributing to most. So this sector is actually in Europe contributing 29% of the green gas emissions, and that's more than any other sector. And it's actually the only sector growing in CO2 emissions since 1990. So that puts a collective responsibility on all of us to do something about it and act now. And when I talk to fleets, including large fleets, as you say, I often see they're struggling with this matter. They don't see how to do it, where to start, to make sense out of it, and also what exactly is required for them to become sustainable. They often see it as a burden, so as a cost factor that is reducing their competitiveness. And that's actually understandable because they're facing many daily operational challenges. They have to comply to a lot of regulation and rules, and they have very thin margins. But the good news is that I strongly believe companies can make a difference, and all of us can have a very positive impact from a corporate, commercial point of view on sustainability. And the key to that is really data. So data to measure what you're doing, reduce your impact on CO2 and have a positive impact on sustainability, and also to enable the reporting that you're required to do. And that is actually what fleet management solution companies, telematics service providers are doing for a living. So as Said mentioned, platform science. I work for Digital Mobility Solutions, so Webfleet Solutions is part of that, and we do that for a living. We help actually fleets to reduce fuel consumption, to also utilize their vehicles more productively, to transition those vehicles to electric vehicles. And actually, by helping them to get there, we break the current paradigm. We prove that you can do positive impact on sustainability and become more competitive. In fact, even use it for your advantage as a differentiator.
That's the way you get it done, is it?
Exactly.
So, Henrik, Einrad is focusing on the autonomous driving technology. What role exactly does this technology play regarding the shift towards more sustainable future of trucking?
Well, Einrad was founded back in 2016 on the premises or the idea that the heavy-duty transportation sector is highly flawed today with the massive CO2 footprint of accounting for up to 7% of the world's total CO2 emissions, of big inefficiencies and capital underutilization. And addressing that in mainly 3 steps, starting with electrification, so going from diesel-propelled propulsion, highly inefficient, into electric propulsion, which of course takes care of the tailpipe emissions and the immediate CO2 effect. Secondly, digitizing that entire orchestration of the transportation system, which becomes so necessary when you no longer have infinite energy and infinite number of charging points out there. You have a limit. And then secondly, really addressing the capital utilization and the efficiency of the system by going fully automated. So the autonomous part brings in a higher capital utilization and a higher efficiency.
And what do you think, where does autonomous trucking have the biggest impact in the future? Is it on short routes or is it long distance transport maybe?
So, well, I think you can see that from two perspectives. One is, where does it make business sense? And that's, of course, always important. The second part is that I believe that delivering the engineering challenge of actually providing fully autonomous transportation, being it humans or goods, I see as the biggest engineering challenge of our generation. And so we have to start where we actually can. And from that perspective, you see the combination of making business sense and starting where we actually can drive autonomously in the transportation sector rather than the personal vehicle sector, and in the ODDs, the operational design domains, where it is absolutely less or lowest complexity. So hub to hub, very close distance, short speeds, low complex areas.
Thank you. And Gennard, ZF is providing lots of hardware for the truck of the future, ADAS elements as well. What is, from a hardware point of view, crucial to move the transport sector towards a net zero footprint, and what makes the truck of the future more sustainable?
Well, thank you, Patrick. It's a pleasure to be here. But first of all, I need to correct you a little bit. ZF is just more than a hardware company. Since several years, we also develop digital services towards fleets. To give one example, we are connecting more than 300,000 vehicles, commercial vehicles, with the cloud to offer those digital services. So our approach towards getting towards a sustainable future for trucks is very customer-centric. So also within my innovation team, so I'm leading a global innovation team, and we really try to be market-driven. So we really want to understand the pain points that customers have today, and then we try to develop solutions to tackle them. And those solutions are very broad, also short-term and long-term. But there is also no one-way path forward to get to a sustainable truck. It starts, of course, with technology and the vehicle itself. So within our commercial vehicle division, we develop electrified drivelines or drivetrains, e-axles. We also electrify components like air compressors. But we also offer aerodynamic solutions for vehicles to reduce the aerodynamic drag. So it's very an end-to-end story. And on top of that, we also need to use those vehicles in the proper way, the most efficient way, and hence, again, those digital services towards fleets and also towards OEMs. And it's definitely an end-to-end story that we need to deliver or bring towards the market. And it's a very exciting space because Jan Maarten already mentioned it. We try to move people and cargo in a commercial context, and this commercial context is very TCO driven, total cost of ownership. So the market is really driven by efficiency and also then sustainability. And we try to then develop on several levels, component, subcomponent, vehicle level, but also in operations, different solutions touching all those technical domains. Yep.
So I'm interested in your opinion. Maybe let's bring efficiency and sustainability together. If you had to choose, what technology would you think will be #1 in green logistics? I give you a few options. Will it be electric vehicles? Will it be hydrogen, synthetic fuels, or something completely different?
Yeah, it's a very hard one, and the future will tell it, of course. Also here, our customers, the fleets, the end users, the drivers will define that future. Today, we as ZF, we are developing different solutions for the different technologies as well. For instance, we have an air compressor for fuel cell. Of course, we have electrified driveline. Today, you see electrification mainly for the short haul. People are saying that hydrogen will be for the long haul. Personally, I also think that if we would spend also 100 years of development like we have done for internal combustion engines for battery technology, the battery will deliver a solution as well. We are still at a starting point of that curve upwards. Yep.
All right, so now this whole event today is about the collaboration between OEMs, between big industry players, and of course startups. How do you work together with external innovators and other companies to scale and accelerate your own, let's say, green targets? That goes to all of you.
Question to me?
To all of you, but you go ahead.
It was also said in the previous panel that nobody can do it alone. So partnerships are definitely key, I think, to the success. And I think the underlying driver is that if you look at already the composition of this panel proves it, right? We have an OEM, but a new type of OEM. We have 2 tier 1s with mobility services as well, digital services. And I think you can digitize every facet of your business operation. And that digitization then brings the use of data to the front, and that creates data insight. But there's multiple suppliers and providers in the market that provide each part of the puzzle for the entire company. So you need to work together in the ecosystem, both in the vehicle value chain, but also with all these other providers of these solutions. You need to be able to integrate with that as well. Otherwise, you're just fragmenting the problem for the customer. So you need to make, in the end, the solution for the customer more holistic by working together with partners. And then you have the collaboration with startups as well that bring in new technology, new business models. So that's also very important. That's why Startup Autobahn actually plays a very good role in the ecosystem.
Has that proven to be a successful step for Einride as well? Work together with other players?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you said it so well also for us, and it's very symbolic to be here in the heart of the car industry. I mean, and somebody said before that you need the domain expertise as much as you need tech expertise. And for us, being our core is, of course, the autonomous software stack, the AI that drives the data, that also drives the operation. But we need somebody to help us manufacture our heavy-duty trucks. We need a manufacturing partner. We need a brake system, a redundant brake system, a steering system. We need other parts of software which we cannot do ourselves. For instance, simulation of digital verification. We need accelerators in our AI models, etc. So there is so much on both the domain side and the tech side that we cannot do ourselves, and we want to rely on partners.
Gantert, if I have done my research right, you were a startupper yourself. So you can tell us, has working with startups gone different today, like it was when you were a startupper?
So my startup was there 10 years ago, and one of the success factors we had is that we worked very closely together with kind of the industry, the Knowledge Institute, and the government. because back then I needed to change the regulation for aerodynamic devices. So we were very well connected with the government, with the European Commission. I had to build prototypes, so I had a trailer builder helping me, and I had to spend time in the wind tunnel, so I was at university. And that model we are repeating as well in my innovation team, that you need to build an ecosystem around you to make those steps forward, because it's very hard to change things and to bring new solutions to the market. And even though ZF is a huge organization, more than 160,000 people, the outside world is even bigger and probably even smarter than us. So that's why this model of working together, also with startups early on, but also with more corporates, bigger corporates, like we work together with Jan Maarten's team, but also with universities. Building this ecosystem around you is absolutely crucial in our activities.
Can I bring another example?
Sure.
Also building
Go
on
ahead.
that?
Yeah.
So a very interesting example is actually on partnerships where the ecosystem of mobility is widening is on the electrification of vehicles. So what we wanted to lead as Bridgestone Mobility Solutions in the EV space. And we started to actually develop new features in our WebFleet solution platform to help fleets on their operations, like smart routing, where to charge, when to charge, that type of things. But then we actually discovered that this is not enough for the fleets. Actually, when the fleets are coping with the challenge to electrify their fleet, and it's even relevant for trucks, because we're actually transitioning the first 8-ton Renault truck, sorry, not an Einride, but a Renault truck in the UK for a particular fleet recently. But it's mostly at the moment for light commercial vehicles. And what they have to do then is they have to look into their yard. Do they have the right infrastructure for that? Do they have the right grid actually? Does it need to have extra capacity? How many charging stations do they need? Where to put them? When to charge? So their whole operation is changing. So what we did was we developed an EV platform, bringing the energy side of the market together with the mobility players and sharing data between them, so you can actually solve the whole puzzle for electrification for the fleets. This is a completely new phenomenon in mobility, that the energy sector becomes part of it.
All right, thank you all for your insights. The clock tells me our time is over, unfortunately, but the topic doesn't have to end here, because as far as I know, there is a round table later on this day somewhere around here. You have to check your schedule to don't miss it. That's it for us. Thank you again and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.